Alright, what is up, everyone? Welcome back to, this is draft number 2. If you watched the previous one, you'll saw that I got 7th pick in that one. This one I got 8th pick. So, really starts to prepare us for when we get those lower draft positions, which are annoying. Alright, so here's the start of the draft. Let's see if we get any surprises. Nope, first one, Shaquan. No surprise there. Second one's Elliott, no surprise. Kamara, McCaffrey, and then DeAndre. We'll see what happens here. We should get David Johnson or Bell, so we'll see what happens. See, we already had a Gurley pick, so we're probably going to get David Johnson here. Which, I'm okay with that, because that's who we took in the last one. So we're going to take David Johnson here. If we get Julio, I would be really, really surprised, but I doubt it. I think Julio is going to go here. We might get Odell. I might reach and take Travis here. It is our pick, and I think I'm going to take Travis Kelce here. Now, normally, I would not take a tight end, as I talked about in the last one. But a lot of times, you need to see the flow of the draft, see where you're at. Because if you look, I'm going to be 27th pick, which puts us in Fournette Thielen range, which I'm okay with, which was the same as last time. So the last time we got Julio Jones. This time we're going to take Travis Kelce, which is just as good of a player to take. A lot of people would say, well, why don't you reach down and get AB? I don't like AB this year. I don't think he's going to be as good. He doesn't have Ben Rothlisberger like he normally does. So that is why I am not taking him. I actually haven't taken him in any leagues that I'm in. Alright, so it's going to come back around. I'm hoping to get Thielen. We may get Fournette. We'll see what happens here. I mean, we may be able to get both Thielen and Fournette, but I doubt it. With as many auto pickers there are, I don't think it's going to happen. So there's 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It might happen. We'll see. Ugh. You would take Adam Thielen. Alright. Alright, so it looks like we're going to take Fournette here. Pretty close to where we were the last draft, only this time we have Kelce instead of Julio, and we have Fournette and Johnson, so I'm okay with that. And so here, I think we're going to take Devonta Freeman and leave George Kittle because we took Kelce. Alright, so we get Devonta Freeman here, which I'm okay with this too. This is nice because there are a lot of receivers, I'm telling you. Not worried about getting receivers here. Because if anything, we're probably going to get a Robert Woods, maybe a Tyler Boyd, along with Jarvis Landry. Now, a lot of people, you're probably sitting there wondering, well, why didn't you take Odell Beckham, right? The reason why I did not take Odell Beckham is not because I don't think he's talented. It's not because I don't think he's good enough. It's because the receiver position is so deep. I feel like I should be going after running backs. I don't feel like we're as deep in running backs this year as we've been before. So, I'm taking some running backs. As you can see, 3 of my first 4 picks were running backs. Well, Robert Woods is gone. I might take Calvin Ridley. Kenny Golladay could be really good. He could be really good. The only problem is Matthew Stafford just isn't that great of a quarterback. There's sometimes he's decent, and most of the time he's terrible. The Lions spent way too much money for Stafford. I really believe that. So let's just look at running backs real quick. We got Chris Carson there. I'm definitely going to take him. I can't believe he's actually still there. Yes, I don't have running back, or I don't have receivers. Trust me, you can get receivers. Chris Carson is definitely a guy I like to draft. I think he's a very good running back. I think he's super underrated. Just overall good. So here, I think I'm going to go with Calvin Ridley. I don't like Cooper Kupp. I don't like DJ Moore now that Cam Newton is hurt. Mike Williams, I think that's too high of a pick. His ADP 78. So I don't want to take him in the 6th or 7th round. Maybe the 8th. But I'm definitely going to take Calvin Ridley. Dude's got some big potential. Now I'm hoping Jarvis and Robinson are still there when it comes down to my turn, because that will make things real easy. That's what I'm going to take. Can't believe somebody took AJ Green in the 6th round. He's injured. He's not coming back for the first 3 weeks. Just, yeah. I always laugh when a defense gets taken in the 6th or 7th round. It's such a waste of a pick. Such a waste. It really is. And I also feel like quarterbacks in the first 5 rounds are such a waste. To be fair, Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees, Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes, yes, they are good quarterbacks. But I feel like you should be taking them in the 6th round for them. Look at that. There's always a spot where it's like, oh, they took a quarterback. I'm going to take a quarterback. And look at that. 4 quarterbacks in a row off the board. No reason to. If you saw my last video, you'll know exactly why I drafted a quarterback when I did. And you'll see. I'm going to do the same thing in this one. I probably get the same exact quarterback. I'm not going to tell you who it is. Because if you watch the last video, you'll know exactly who it is. If you didn't watch the last video, or the draft number 1, you'll find out in this draft which one it's going to be. So getting Calvin Ridley and Jarvis Landry, 6th and 7th pick. I'm okay with this. Perfectly okay with it. And then I get to pick up Allen Robinson in a pick there. That's just, yeah, I love it. So that's 8th pick. 9th pick, we're going to go back to a running back. And we're going to go get our boy Austin Eckler because he's a first round. He's a starter. So we're going to go get Austin Eckler. Then we're going to go get Dede Westbrook because that's always been my 10th round pick. Every draft I've done this year, Dede Westbrook has been my 10th round pick. Now it's going to probably change in the other draft that I'm doing Tuesday. My real draft, the one that I believe is going to take most of my time and most of my effort, and it's actually money on the line. Yeah, that one probably won't take Dede Westbrook 10th round. I can probably get him much later, or maybe won't get him at all because of how many positions there's going to be. I think we're drafting like a crazy amount of like 21 players on our team or something stupid. Yeah, it's not the 15 rounds like this one is. It's about 210 players going to be taken. So we'll see how that goes. I don't even know if I will be taking a tight end as early as I normally would for that one. We'll see how that goes. Again, a lot of times you just got to read the flow of the game or the draft and see where things are going and possibly take a tight end at a certain time that you normally wouldn't. You know, it's all about what's happening in the moment. Like I said, you go in with a strategy. You go in and pay attention to what's happening. And maybe you deter on one of your picks and take the best play. Whoa, what are you doing taking my Austin Eckler, bro? Oh, I gotta come up with a different pick here. Wow. I guess I'll just take Duke Johnson. That was a shock to me. Guys on the Austin Eckler bandwagon too. That kind of upset me. I thought I was going to get him 9th pick and just move on with my life. Oh well. I can't complain. I got Johnson, Fournette, Freeman, and Carson. Like, I could have a worse squad. It's my turn. Dede Westbrook. Here we go. Okay, so we're at 3, 4, 5. So we're going to take a receiver and a running back in our next couple ones. I think, since I'm so deep in running back, I think I'm going to do either McCoy or Hunt. We'll see how the flow goes here. Somebody may also be on the Hunt wagon, be on the hunt for Hunt. So let's see what happens here. McCoy isn't like 100% bad. He's a starter, but the Bills aren't exactly playoff material. But a lot of times you don't need a lot of teams you don't need a team that's playoff material or a player from a playoff team to do where they make you points. I mean, look at Saquon. He's on the Giants. I don't necessarily expect them to put out numbers there. I don't necessarily expect the Giants to win the division or even make the playoffs. So what does that tell you right there? You know, you don't need to pass Saquon just because the Giants suck. So in the previous video, I did a prediction on who I thought was going to go to the playoffs. As far as the AFC, I predicted it was the Chiefs, the Patriots, the Steelers, the Jags, Houston, and the Browns. And I put the Jags and the Browns as wild cards, or Houston, depending on who wins the division. I don't know if Jags or Houston's going to win the division, so that's why but boy, this is some interesting people still left for receiver. A lot of receivers got taken. I think I'm going to take Corey Davis. Corey Davis is one of my strong picks. But yeah, it's looking at NFC. Okay. So let's think about NFC here. NFC, I think you have the Rams winning out of their division. You've got that division is going to be insane. Vikings, Bears, Packers, and Lions. Well, Lions aren't going to do anything, so you can immediately eliminate them. Then you've got, if the Packers, as much as I love my Packers, I don't think the Packers will do good enough to win the division. I think either the Bears or the Vikings win the division, and or both the Packers and or whichever one doesn't win the division makes it through the wild card. And then you have New Orleans winning their division, and you have the Eagles winning their division. So you got Rams, Eagles, New Orleans, Bears. And then it comes down to Packers, Vikings. Because I don't think Tampa, what's the other team? Carolina, or God, who else is in their division? Tampa, New Orleans, Carolina, whoever else is in there. Oh, Atlanta. I don't think Atlanta's going to make it either. It'll be close. So I think Atlanta might have the best chance. But again, it's going to be close. It's going to be interesting. So as you guys can see, this is my quarterback pick. This right here, Ben Rothlisberger. That is insane. 13th round pick. Look at the point totals on that guy. Look at Ben Rothlisberger. I remember when he was going as an Aaron Rodgers type pick in the third and fourth rounds. I remember that. All because AB isn't there, you're going to let him drop to the 13th round? All right. You know, I'm okay with that. So, as you can see, Rothlisberger, Johnson, Fournette, Ridley, Landry, Kelce, Freeman, Carson, Robertson, Duke Johnson, Westbrook, Hunt, Corey Davis. I mean, this roster is just stacked. And if you draft it right, this is what you get. I mean, this roster is just stacked, in my opinion. Just insanely good. And I was 8th pick. 8th pick. Like, I think I'm just going to keep going with Rosa here. Alright, let's look at defense real quick. This one went much, much faster than my last one. Much faster. The last one I did took an hour. This one just flew by. So we got Browns here. That's my pick. I like them as a... look, you can get Kirk Cousins in the 14th round. He's not bad. Look at his numbers. Look at his numbers. 14th round, Kirk Cousins. Like, that's pretty good. I'll give you that. That's really good, actually. Another guy on my level. Just kidding. I like the Patriots. I like the Browns. Both of them here. I've been leaning more towards the Patriots when they're there. A lot of times people have been taking them early, which I'm thoroughly, confused by. It boggles my mind that people would take defenses in the 6th or 7th round. So, I believe the Browns are a sleeper defense this year. But I'm going to go with the Patriots right off the bat. I think they have the best start of the season as far as who they're playing and all that other jazz. So we're just going to stick with Patriots or Browns whenever we come up to it. And here we go. That is a wrap on that draft. I actually feel like this one was much better than the other one. Being at 8th rather than 7th. I generally like to be 1, 2, and 3 or 8, 9, and 10. Just because having the option to pick so close together just feels so much better. I've had where I've had to pick in the 5th or 6th spot, and it feels like such a long time. And if you think about it, if you're 1st, 2nd, or 3rd, you're going to get 3 people in the top 25. If you're actually top 30, if you're 8, 9, and 10, you get in the top 25, which seems a little bit better, but you don't get the number 1, 2, or 3 pick, which aren't always the best picks. Now, let's look. In this case, it is. In this case, the top 5 picks are insane. You've got Saquon, Zeke, Kamara, Caffrey, and Nuke, which I would gladly take any of those 5. After that, you've got Devonta Adams, David Johnson, Le'Veon Bell, Michael Thomas, and I forget who the other one is. It's Julio. So, really, top 10, you're going to get a solid pick no matter where you start. Now, it's round 2 that gets a little bit different. If you're able to float Odell, Julio, Kelce, into the late 2nd round, you're stealing right there. Stealing. So, that's what I got for you guys on this one. So like I said, those are my draft strategies. That's how I go. So let's see. I don't remember who the Patriots play right away. Who do they play week 1? They play Houston, which they don't have a good matchup week 1. But they do have Jacksonville, Detroit, Miami, Indy, coming up after that, I think is really good. Browns on the other hand play Pittsburgh. I don't think that that's a great week 1 matchup. Then they have New Orleans, which I don't think is great. But then they've got Jets, Oakland, Baltimore, Chargers, Tampa. They got a good streak right there. So I think whoever's playing Cincy week 1, I think is a really good pickup. Let's see here. View Game Center. Or even whoever's playing Carolina, because Cam will be out. So, well, no, he's actually playing week 1. I take that back. God, who is Cincinnati playing? This is how bad Cincinnati is. You can't even find a player on Cincinnati on a team here. There we go. Joe Mixon. They're playing Seattle. So if you get Seattle, I would try them against Cincinnati. I would try LA Rams against Carolina. I would try Tampa against San Francisco with Garoppolo throwing 5 interceptions in a row in practice. Might be able to get something good going there. So I'm projected to lose, like always. No surprise there. All right, so yeah, that's what that's it for this one, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys got some useful tips, and maybe you look at a different draft strategy than you normally would. Yeah, so hope you guys' drafts go well. I hope you get the number 1 pick, and you don't make the decision of not taking Saquon first pick. I've seen a lot of drafts where people don't take Saquon first pick, and I'm thinking they're going to regret it. So, yeah. All right. Hopefully I'll do 1 or 2 more. Upload those guys. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But I definitely will be working on trying to get the live streaming going. I really would like to live stream the draft on Tuesday, but I haven't been able to get it going. Been having some technical difficulties. If I don't live stream it, it'll definitely be recorded. So, all right, take care, guys.